Welcome back, you internet John Wicks. Today, I'll briefly go over the best upgrades you can get for the Glock 43X Mos. Clear, clear, clear. Still clear, clear, clear. Is that clear? Yeah, it's clear. If you are unfamiliar with the Glock 43X, it is a popular concealed carry choice mainly for its size and ease of concealability, not to mention that Glock reliability. Now, these upgrades don't go in any particular order, meaning one is not better than the other. So, first mod, grip or the grip texture. The Glock 43X's original factory grip texture is slightly lacking. It does not live up to the Glock perfection that they claim. Luckily, you have fine companies like Handle It Grips, who's veteran owned by the way, or the extra snazzy, extra rugged Talon grips. Whatever floats your boat, they will do just fine. This specifically are the Handle It Grips, the honeycomb pattern. Not the most aggressive, but still better than the factory OEM grips. Next, up top is what you all wanted. Coming in up top, you have an optic, specifically the Vortec Defender. This dot is in 6 MOA. Do not let the size fool you on camera. This is not how it looks in person. Cameras are crazy. Some type of witchcraft. I can't explain it. With its fancy coating made for extra durability, it gives it that nice flat satin look with the polymer inserts up top so it can take a beating. Top mounted battery, and the icing on the cake, because of its RMSC footprint, you do not require an adapter plate or any of that nonsense that comes with the majority of other optics. This will mount directly to your 43X Mos, your SIG P365s, and that's all that matters. I'm kidding. It'll work on your Hellcats and all your other fancy micro compacts. Next thing you're gonna wanna get is an illumination device, right? Because as everyone likes to scream, you can't see in the dark. So the best choice to go with, in my opinion, is the TLR7 Sub. Gives you that streamlight durability. It mounts directly to the Picatinny rail or Glock's proprietary rail. Easily to manipulate controls on the left and right side. You can hold it so it stays on and release so it comes off, or tap and it stays on. It's a light. It's pretty simple, folks. What's great about this specifically, what I like, this right here, off. In case you're not going to be using it, there's no chance of negligent discharge. Pretty nice feature. If I remember correctly, this was 500 lumens. If I'm wrong, I'll put it on the screen somewhere because someone's going to correct me. Down here, we have a sweet little Magwell for those smooth, drama-free, and flawless reloads. Now, I cannot in good conscience recommend you this specific Magwell. Any other Magwell will do. Why is that? If you look right on the outline, there's a very prominent lip. If you have not practiced enough, it may be an issue. I'm not gonna lie, it's not a big problem, but it could potentially be a problem. Final thing you're gonna wanna get, most people overlook, is a decent holster. You want a nice Kydex joint that will properly secure your firearm. Like this. This is a Kydex holster made by The Armsman. It's cut specifically for my 43X with a TLR7 sub, but they have a plethora of choices on their site. Use code STORM10, by the way. I'll put it in the description. It'll give you a 10% discount. Shameless plug. So with your weapon nice and secured in your Kydex holster, with a wing to keep it pressed into your body. What more could you want? Good retention. Excellent. Modifications you should avoid on your carry weapons. Internals. Don't change the striker. Don't change the extractor. Don't mess with your trigger or the trigger bar. Nothing in here that's connected to the trigger. Do not mess with it, especially if you're carrying a Glock 43X. It's fine out of the box. Its internals are great. Before I forget to mention this specific Magwell, I think it's a Tyrant. Tyrant arms or Tyrant whatever. Yeah, for those of you that know, look at the design. Yeah, I believe it was a Tyrant because on the plug that goes into the Magwell, it had their silly logo. That is it. The best mods for your Glock 43X Mos. Chime in below. Let me know what you guys are running on your Glock 43Xs. Now, let's check out the comment section. Today we'll be checking out comments from the best Glock 43X Mos holsters. Ooh, alright. First comment came from Johnny B. Good. He said, "You're moving up, Stormtrooper. Still enjoying mine. It stays nice and tight in my fabulous..." Oh, nice and tight to my fabulous body. Johnny B. Good, you know, I'm glad that you went out and got one of these. The old Armsman holsters. They make great products, man. I wish I'd reached out to them sooner and gotten one. Now I have 3. Faye T07 says, "Congrats." Well, Faye T07, I've never seen you comment here, actually. Whiskey Noble, that's what he goes by, Whiskey Noble. No content on there. Alright. Okay, Whiskey Noble, thank you for chiming in. I appreciate it. I greatly appreciate it. You should chime in some more. TK382, what's he actually go by? TK, I remember you. You're not new. You've been here on and off. He said, "It needs a what? What happened to I'm the not an optic guy?" Oh, he's calling out my hypocrisy. So yeah, I've said it many times before. Not a huge fan of optics on pistols. Matter of fact, oh yeah, let me turn this junk off. Matter of fact, this will be strictly for range use. I'm not going to be training, dry firing with this, drawing, none of that stuff. Because in a self-defense situation, I guarantee you I will not use this thing. I guarantee you, you will not use this. None of you fine folk will be using your optic in a self-defense situation. It does look pretty sweet though, doesn't it? I'll give it that. They look damn sweet and they're fun to shoot at the range. Jack of Nothingness said, "Glad you like my comment. I still find myself checking the mirror because 1, do these pants still make my wife's butt look big? And 2, am I still printing?" Well, sir, you let the wife know there's nothing wrong with a little bit of junk in the trunk. Also, you might be printing. You may be printing, sir. Let's see. Nola Gospel Trek said, he said, "I've been rocking my cheap Amazon special ever since I bought the dang thing about 5 or so years ago." Well, good sir. Hey man, that's a good thing. You found a decent product that was reasonably priced and functions well. I can't fault you for that. Gospel also said, "Oh dang, Stormtrooper sells out." What can I say, man? The Empire was not issuing Stormtroopers good enough equipment, so I reached out to someone who could. Next, Gospel also said, "Thanks for the 12-minute commercial." You're welcome, Gospel. You're welcome. Gospel is not happy. Who's this? Bellicose Hog. He said, "SA is officially a shill now." Shill. Yeah, you know, I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty proud of this. I don't know why. You know, it's like I think I mentioned it before. It's like I'm used to getting like automotive stuff for reviews and shit like that, because you know, cars. I know cars. It's what I do. With this gun stuff, I don't know much about it. I've said this many times before. So when a company offers me like a sponsor video, I was like, I'm just really grateful, you know? Yeah. And Bellicose also said, in quotes, have an excuse to get another Glock 43X. That's right, dude, because I got 2 holsters for the 43X now. One that's light bearing and one that's not light bearing. So, you know, I have to get another 43X. He goes on to say, wish I didn't trade away my first 43X. Why did you trade your Glock? It was a non-MOS without the rail, but had the nice NDLC finish stamped with Austria. Austria team Austria. He said, my next one is an MOS, but it has the thin, flat finish and USA stamped. That holster looks made for your fancy 43X, with both having the cool hex patterns. Bruh, I know, right? Hexagon? Team Hex? It's too nice, man. I mean, Armsman, they went above and beyond. They hooked it up nicely. I'm grateful. They hooked it up. Shit. Well, so what you mentioned with the Austria thing and the USA, Austrian stamped and US stamped Glocks, I never knew that was a thing until you mentioned it. Apparently the US stamped ones, the coating isn't as durable. I'll have to look into that, but interesting piece of info. I did not know that. I swear you gun people are always teaching me stuff. What am I gonna do with all this useless gun information? And finally, Bellicose said, I've used my little YouTube channel to get discounts, but never anything for free. The only reason I didn't ever get a pontoon tactical trigger was because the Trigger Jedi would not give me a discount to review his trigger system. That's unfortunate, because he makes a decent product. As you all know, I've got one in my PSA Dagger Micro. He said, 2 small potatoes for him. On the flip side, Carl from Ram Tactical Triggers gave me a big discount to review his product, and I ended up deleting the video afterwards. Guy, why would you delete the video when they hooked you up? That's a bad Bellicose. Bad Bellicose. He goes on to say, guess I'm a lowlife. It's even a nice trigger system if you like rapid fire hair triggers with 0 resets. Man, you sir need to re-upload that video. If they gave you a big ass discount to review their stuff, you might as well, you know, they hooked you up. And you, like you said, it's a good product you actually like. So anyway, that is all for now, boys and girls. I appreciate y'all watching, and I greatly appreciate you folks chiming in. If you're new here, please leave a comment below so I can respond to you in a future video. Until next time. Oh look, Storm 10 discount code. Until next time, peace and chicken grease. Pew pew pew.